everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. I pray that you all had an enjoyable, restful, sewing filled Thanksgiving, family, friends, food, all of the good stuff, the relaxation, whatever you did. I pray and hope that you enjoyed it. I have been doing sewing. I have been sewing. You all know I said in my previous video I was taking off a few extra days, and so it's been really good. Anyway, today's video is all about the November subscriber pick. You guys picked another good one. Again, I want to say thank you. And for those who are like, subscriber pick, yes. So every month, well, once a quarter from the commercial pattern company line. So you got Simplicity, Butterick, all of them. Know Me, McCall's, all of that. I choose once a quarter each pattern company that I will focus in on, a commercial pattern company. And so this final quarter of the year, it is McCall's patterns. And so the final, usually towards the end of the month, which I will post on Wednesday. So make sure you check my community tab for the final 3. This is December is the last month of, you know, this year, obviously, and of the quarter. And so I will have 3 new patterns I pulled from my stash that I'll have up for vote. So make sure you check the community tab on Wednesday. And also, yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because on Wednesday I will have my final 5-piece Summer Nights collection, which is the Mimi G pattern. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll have that with reviews, all of that good stuff. As you can see, Lady Dane over here, you just getting a little sneaky peek of something that's coming up on the channel as well. So stay tuned for that. And before we get into it, don't forget the 45% off sale on SewNaturalDane is still going on now and through Cyber Monday. Yeah, the following day that you're seeing this, there's still free shipping. So make sure you take advantage of 45% off on SewNaturalDane and take advantage of the free shipping. The link will be down below. So let's get to the review. But we are going to be talking about this skirt. So yeah, super. You guys, this skirt is so good. Now, I didn't do, usually with the pattern and focus, I do a sew with me, or if I think it's something that I can manage as a sew along, I will go ahead and do a sew along. I did neither for this because, you guys, whenever the patterns go on sale again, if you like skirts, if you like this style of skirt, pick it up. It's good. McCall's 8390. I will pop up a picture here. I also got, I think it's 8379 maybe is the size below this. It's in 2 different size packs. It's 2 different models on the front, but this is the exact same pattern. I'll make sure I have popped those up on the screen, but I have the size pack 20W through 28W. And so you guys, this is easy. It is so easy. So the reason I did not do a sew along real quick is because Raven Marine did a sew along for, I want to say she did view B, which is pretty much this skirt, but it has the pockets on the front. And hers, I have pockets up here, but I just added those. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's a different way. It's a couple extra steps that you have to follow in order to do that, because you have kind of that extra seam piece in the front, down the front, that you don't have here. So yeah, but other than that, this is an easy sew. It's super easy. You wouldn't have any issues with it. You all know I want to do, my goal was to do view C because of the different textiles I wanted to use. A rayon for the ruffle part, but more of a twill denim or something for the top part of view C. I'm gonna get there. I'm making that because it's stuck up here, it's living up here, so it has to come to life. And yes, I will definitely be making this again. This is a good one. Super easy to put together. I will say, and I'm going to talk about the fabric that I use because it is made for woven. As a matter of fact, the type, it says cotton blends, denim, linen, twill. That's the fabric that it calls for. Of course, I didn't use that fabric for this skirt. I got this from JoAnn Fabrics. I'll tell you what the fabric is in a moment, but it is so super easy. View A is only 7 pieces. You have the front, side, side, back, yoke front, yoke back, and your waistband. That is it. That's all you have. And because the waistband is all one piece, it's not a curve, it's not a 2-piece waistband, which I tend to like because having a little bit of a sway back there, and instead of, you know, you don't want your waistband sticking out. So typically I do like the 2-piece waistband, but this was 1 piece, and I believe because of the fabric that I use, it lays flat nicely all the way around. So I cut out, so you all know, I cut out the 26. Yes, I cut out the size 26. There's actually another size pack. The one I have is the 20W through 28W, but then there's a there's a pack that goes up to a 38W. So which it gives a bust measurement, but you don't need that. And I found, I don't know, you all tell me if you noticed this with some of the patterns that have been released. I have patterns where the sizing, so for size 26W, which is what I cut for the whole thing, based on the finished garment measurements and everything. The 28W at a waist is 41.5 inches, hip of 50. I have patterns where those measurements is not a 26W, it's a smaller size. So I only happened to pick that up on this pattern. I have not paid attention to that on any other pattern before, so I don't know if this is an anomaly or what. Let me know if you have noticed that. So I'm like, okay, are we playing around with the measure? I don't know. So but yeah, I do have other patterns where a waist of 41 is not a 26, it's a smaller size. But maybe this is because it's the W, I don't know, haven't the slightest idea, but I noticed that. I was like, anyway, so love the pattern, love it. So whatever size pack that you fit into, I say pick this up because it's a good one, especially if you like skirts and you like that exposed zipper in the front. Like I said, not a lot of pattern pieces. I would say it probably might take you a couple hours to do. It took me several, like 6 hours to sew this dress. I mean this skirt, and let me tell you why. The fabric, let me share with you the fabric. I saved it because this one you might be interested in. It's at JoAnn Fabrics. I know the weekend I'm filming this is right after Thanksgiving, so you know you got all the sales and stuff going on. But this here is it's called Deep Forest Scuba Faux Suede. It's 92% polyester and 8% spandex, and it is 57 inches wide. And I washed it normal, cool, everything is on the label at the fabric store. But this here, when I tell you all, wait till you see the pictures. And I paired it with what I have on. So I just finished taking pictures and everything. And I threw on the belt. So let me know when you see the pictures, what do you like, the belt or without the belt? I like it both ways. I really do like it both ways. But anyway, so here it is. Oh, I love this so much. Now, why did it take me so long to put this together? It was the fabric. It was the fabric, I have to say. Because I didn't plan on that the fabric will be so thick, because some of the seams you have to turn under and all of this in here, and that made this extremely thick. I had to change to my walking foot, and then that was giving me trouble, and then yeah, it was, I had to change the foot and all of that. And so, but you know, I got it there, but it was a little tricky. I had to keep pausing and everything like that. I will say I love, so this here front piece, so view A does not have these little flaps on the front, and this is decoration only. They're not functional. I just used the flat piece from the pattern and put it here underneath the yoke, because here's the yoke piece right here. And so these were buttons from my stash that was actually part of the, if you saw my Bernina, I'll link that up here, my Bernina sewing machine that I recently acquired, and it was like a million buttons. I went through all of those buttons and found these gold buttons, which was perfect because I used this gold. It's a black tape, but gold, or brass, I should say, maybe zipper. And so the buttons went beautifully with this. And, but yeah, there are no, pockets or anything on the back, but it is absolutely lovely. I did one thing about this fabric. You do not have to finish the edges or anything. You don't want to, because it's already it's already thick. I don't know if you can tell. And I won't say thick as in hot thick, but it's a thicker, but once you turn it over, it just adds more bulk. And so none of the seams are finished. There's no need to. There's not gonna fray. Give it a good press. And yeah, very nice. And I did not finish the edge because it's not fraying. There's no need to go through turning this up and then you have that thickness down at the bottom, because this, I will say, it really doesn't press that. It doesn't take to an iron very well. I was using a pressing cloth when I did press these seams open on the inside. I did use a pressing cloth for that, but with no steam to this. Just a hot iron with well, not hot, it wasn't terribly hot. I tried different levels, very hot to a medium, and the medium worked best, because I felt like the too hot was looked like it might have been scorching it a little bit, and I just tested that on the seam, but I didn't finish the edges, the hem at all. And when I tell you, and this stretching here is beautiful. I love how this looks on me. Love it. Husband loved it, wearing it to church. Well, by the time you see this, church would have happened, and yeah, I would have wore it. But absolutely love this here. Love it. Now, the one thing, because I said the seams and everything, my inside is, she not finished all that great, I'm gonna tell you, because like I said, I struggled and I unpicked, like I put the bias binding back here because when I initially attached the waistband, you're supposed to, you know how you fold under the edge and then you stitch it down. I did that, but the way I was trying to, because it's thick once you do that, and that makes this seam around here super thick, like a ½ inch thick, because of the fabric I used. It was so wobbly, and then my waistband was pulling all to one side. So I end up unpicking all of that, and then I made sure that I had the binding here, and then I stitched it down that way. And same thing with the yoke. That they wanted you to, because it's supposed to be clean finish, as you can tell that for me in there. You can see that that is serged. I serged that. You're supposed to turn it under, and it's a clean seam. And obviously, let me hold this up a little bit. It's not like it looks bad or anything, but I unpicked all of that because when I was going around and I was trying my hardest to make sure it turned under right, it just was not. This was just too thick to be doing all of that. So I unpicked all of the, because you attach the yoke piece on there on the top, you know, on the top of this section, because all of this is done. The bottom, the front, and back is done. And then you do the yoke pieces and you attach them. That was not happening. So I had to unpick all that, and I end up just serging it around. And what I end up doing is top stitching, which I like that. I end up top stitching all the way around to hold the seam down that I added there. But outside of that, and then my zipper, yeah, that zipper is in well. The one thing I was thinking, and I was like, okay, it'd have been nice if it was a zipper shield. So the zipper, because the inside, let me just show you the inside. The inside of the zipper would be touching you. But if you have on a slip or a top like me, I had the top tucked in, and probably any top that I wear with this will be tucked in. I would probably never wear a top untucked with this skirt. And I wanted to see if that would bother me because I was like, I think it would be nice if this had a zipper shield, and it didn't bother me at all. And so I won't add, because I was thinking I would just go back in and add a zipper shield later, but I'm not. There's no need to. It worked out. I have got my seams lined up. Can you tell? Have my seams lined up across the zipper. Yeah, when I first put the zipper in, it was like a mile apart, and I was like, how did I do that? So I had to unpick. There was a lot of unpicking with this skirt. But in the end, it turned out beautiful. Obviously, she's not on Lady Dane because you wouldn't have been able to see it anyway, but you will be able to see some pictures and everything, and video popped up here. Let me know which you like. Do you like it with the belt or without the belt? You'll have to let me know. But I absolutely love this, and I want to make it again. I will be making it again. I like this. It's simple. It's really easy to put together. You might want to stick with the fabric options in the pattern, but can I be honest? JoAnn has this fabric in a chocolate. It's a chocolate color. What other color was it? I can see another one in the same fabric in a different color. Yes, I'm that hard head. But at least I know what I would do differently now, so far as finishes and everything, to make sure. I mean, it turned out fine, but you know, it's not the cleanest finish on the inside, by no means. But if you up in there, only person who should be on the inside of my dress, my skirt, is my husband, right? But anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for this subscriber pick. Again, make sure you watch my community tab for Wednesday. And I'll have my final summer collection pick on Wednesday as well, or video as well. But the community tab, check that Wednesday so you can pick my final McCall's pattern and focus for this quarter. Yes, and then the next quarter, that was easy. That's going to be Know Me. But anyway, we'll save all of that for a future video. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today, and thank you so much for picking this pattern. I absolutely love it. I can wear this, my navy. Yes, I can. We'll talk about what Lady Dane is wearing in a future video, so stay tuned. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. You all have a blessed start to your week, and wrapping up the last final week of November, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.